The Druzhinnik Champion is the noble cavalry option of Sturgia. Many players wish for these guys to be an infantry line instead, but Tailwords had other plans, and made them the only noble cavalry line that doesn't fully specialize in riding. Instead, the Druzhinnik brings a very peculiar stat line among noble cavalry units. With 200 one-handed, which is above average, they will invest less points in the polearm and riding skills that will both stay at 170, but they will invest those points in the athletic skill, which is doubled in comparison to the other noble cavalry lines at 140. Now, unfortunately, this isn't really a good thing, as athletics doesn't really help the unit too much in combat, other than increasing movement speed. The right way to invest the points would have been in the one-handed skill, as that improves the combat AI and will allow the troop to perform better. The champions have quite a simple role, to flank and shock the opponent either by dismounting or not. As you might know by this point, cavalry in this game doesn't have it easy, and in order for a cavalry unit like the Druzhinnik to perform well, heavy armor will be required. And for cavalry, I think that's the first thing to cover. In the case of the champion, it brings an impressive 54 head armor brought by the close decorated goggled helmet. This will place the champions in first place not just among cavalry, but across all units in the game. The body armor is another impressive 67, combined between the heavy lamellar overmail and the lamellar pauldrons. This will rank the champions in second place among cavalry, and third overall. When it comes to the horse and barding, the champion rides a Sturgian chaser, protected by a chain mail horse armor, that brings 55 horse armor. Despite the impressive horse mobility of 74, this won't help the unit AI much, as cavalry is generally more clunky than a 70-years-old ladder. The horse HP value of 210 is a bit low, but it gets helped by the 4th ranked horse armor for cavalry, making the horse quite durable in battle. When considering head plus body, the champion ranked 2nd, with a value of 121. And they keep the same position when considering all armor types. With the armor out of the way, let's talk about the equipment. The main weapon of the champion is the Druzhinnik lance. It has a very good 85 thrust speed, the length is a bit on the short side for cavalry at just 171, the base damage is a respectable 36, and it can couch too. The polearm is alright, but it can only do so much to help the spear AI. Talking about the shield, the champions bring a heavy round shield. It has 500 HP, and like the other Sturgians, the length is just 70. Despite that, it still does a very good job at protecting the unit from projectiles. For close quarter combat, the champions have 2 different templates, each one with a different weapon, one of which is very good, and the other one is a bit not so great. Starting from the good one, we have the Veteran Warrior Axe. If this weapon sounds familiar, it's because the Axeman also uses it, and for the champion it works even better, as they bring heavier armor and more skill. The length unfortunately makes it a bit trickier to use on horseback, but knowing this unit is designed to dismount, it fits the playstyle well. The other weapon the champions bring is the Fuller and Narrow Sword, a fast swinger with low damage for a cutter and very short for being a sword. Unfortunately, this one is not as good, and it's the main reason why this unit, despite having better stats and armor than the Axeman, doesn't quite reach the same level of performance. Talking about performance, now that we are done with the equipment, let's talk about just that. When considering the efficiency against archers, the champions finished 2nd, with 2 3rd places, 1 2nd place, and 1 1st place. They finished with a KD of 5.4 and a KD of 196.71 against low tiers. The champions lost 13.67% of their units, and their average casualty chance against low tiers was just 0.73%. When considering efficiency against spearmen, the champions finished 4th, with 1 5th place, 2 4th places, and 1 3rd place. They finished with an average KD of 7.14 and a KD against low tiers of 171.85. The champions also lost 10.86% of their units and ended with an average casualty chance against low tiers of just 0.6%. And finally, when considering the melee efficiency, the champions ranked 2nd, with 3 2nd places and 1 1st place. They finished with an average KD of 6.55 and a KD versus low of 178.4. The champions ended up losing 23.33% of their units and averaged just a 0.8% casualty chance against low tiers. Despite this unit being built to be more of an hybrid cavalry option that tends to dismount to get the job done, it is surprisingly a better pure lancing cavalry option than the Banner Knights. With this said, let's go ahead and list the pros and cons. Their general armor is one of the best in the game. The horse armor is also very good. They carry no throwables, making them less versatile. Their great overall armor makes them tough to bring down, and that translates to them being one of the best pure lancing cavalry options in the game. They carry one good sidearm and a not so good one. Their melee performance is very good, but not as good as both of the two main infantryman options. As we might expect, this unit is good for dismounting strategies, and because of that, it's a very solid option for sieges as well. The shield is good for cavalry, and with the 500 HP value, it can drain enemies' arrows very effectively when needed. For these guys, the line is not as good. With tier 2 to 4 being infantry, it won't allow to stay at top speed in the early game or in a cavalry only army, making them a bit of a pain for that playstyle. My final score is a 4.5 out of 5. The Druzhinnik is a very good unit that can fit multiple needs at once, and it's one of the few pure cavalry options that can actually do its job well, and won't feel underwhelming or weak when sieging. The only reason why this unit won't get a 5 is because there is one unit that is far better than them in lancing, but if you don't care about that, then this unit can possibly be the best tier 6 infantry option in the game. Anyway, if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to click on the playlist on your right, or on your left is the video YouTube thinks you're gonna be interested in next. Thanks for watching, and if you want to help the channel grow, consider subscribing.